everybody! Let's talk today about the new changes of the wild shape and the moon druid. I am still waiting for the article on what's new over the 2024 and the old one. So I'll just go through this to see, because it is an article and it's quite an extensive one, so I wanted to go through this one. I am very excited for the last classes to drop, which are Monk, Bard, I think Cleric also hasn't dropped yet. So, okay, it will be a busy week. So the wild shape in a druid can really be used in two different ways. The classical moon druid is more of an aggressive way. The other way is more in a utility-based way, and you could have great things to do with that one. You could transform into a horse to get a quick escape. You could transform into a spider to have a lot of utility and make bridges, or even wrap your friends or your party into the webbing, stack them to the back of your spider body, and then climb up a wall. There is a lot of good things you can do with this, and you're only limited by two things, I think: by your imagination and by what your creatures can do and what creatures you have seen. Because, of course, depending on what setting you play, you might, for example, only see tropical creatures, or maybe only northern creatures, or more. It will depend a little bit on that tongue, because you still have to technically have seen a creature to transform into one. Right, so let's look at the changes, and I am already excited about the first one. Your wild shape is a bonus action and no longer an action. This has implications for the moon druid. That means that its specialty, which was a fast shape, is no longer special to it, but there will probably be something else to balance this out. But this is quite good for the other druids. I don't mind this change. I think this is quite a good change. The uses are now no longer limited at 2, but are 3 uses to 4 uses starting at level 17. The only thing I wonder about this is when is the time you can use them the same, because at level 18 you could stay 18 hours into your wild shape per shape, so there was not a need to have more than one. But I mean, that is, if you want to go for an aggressive one so you can change more, it is not bad. I secretly think that the Honor Among Steve movie might have had something to do with this, where you can see the druids constantly shaping into everything, and I love that movie, especially the scene where she runs off and transforms into all sort of creatures. Now let's see about replenishing. Normally it was short or long rest. Now it's 1 use per short rest you get back, and you regain all at a long rest. This is great for a little bit more of a balance about if you going to change a lot in one time, you will need some time to get it back, or a long rest. This is great for a little bit more management. Starting at level 5, you can use Wild Search, restore use by expanded spell slot. You may also use one of your Wild Shape to restore a level 1 spell slot per long rest. Okay, that is at level 5, so you may expand a spell slot to gain an extra wild shape, and you can use a wild shape to restore a level 1 spell slot. I think that it will probably be more a spell slot for a wild shape than the other way around, especially on higher levels. There's no need for you to... You're a druid, you don't really have a lot of level 1 spells, except some healing that you'll use a lot. At level 20, when you're on initiative and have no wild shape, you gain 1. Okay, I think that's great. Hit points in wild shape. You assume the hit points and hit dice of the animal. Now it will be temporary hit points equal to your druid level. This is a good up. This is good. This is not going to be extremely overpowered. It will be a little bump. Especially temporary hit equal to your druid level. It did not say ×2 or ×3. So it will not be a lot, but it will be enough. Yeah, I think this is a great way to show that your creature and your wild shapes are evolving with you. Alright, then the beastful limitations. Now it is the most big change that I see is about known forms. You can learn different forms. So what I think is you'll have to learn... You may replace a named form with a long rest. So you will have to decide a little bit before in what you want to be able to transform. I don't really like that because I think the main point of Druid was the ability to change into what was needed. If you see a cliff, oh, okay, I'm gonna transform into a spider so I can create a webbing so the party can go down, or there's a big jump. I'm now going to transform into a cat to make a book leap or a bounce, or there is a need for. I've had quite a few party members transform into oxes to pull something. For example, pull wounded soldiers or to pull treasure along. So I'm not a big fan of the known forms because you still have the no fly, no swim. You have the no fly more than swim you can use. So it will a little bit limit, but the one thing as a miniature painter, I do like that you know beforehand what they can transform into. And you can speak in your beast form.
I say hiss!
That is great. That is an amazing change. Will be a little bit creepy, but it's a very nice change. It will make so that the party member can be a little bit more involved when it's in the shape.
I'll allow it.
Although I think it was still funny to see a party member starting to be like meow meow meow. Did you mean that there is an enemy? Meow. Yeah. So all right, but that's not bad. All right, so that damage in wild shape. You can select Primal Strike at level 7, granting an additional 1d8 of cold, fire, lightning, or thunder, so elemental damage. When you hit a creature using your weapon or beast form, damage increases to 2d8 at level 15. That is wonderful. A little bit more damage. It's not. I think they're going a lot more for the attacking. Druid for attacking in your shape, which might a little bit limit your options, but I don't think that's too bad because it's only at level 7 that you get an up, and so that's not bad. Although the paladin got an up, so I think this is not bad, and I assume you can only pick one type. So I mean, you can transform into a thundercat or a fire wolf or a ice wolf. So it will maybe fill up a little bit of the elemental damage that you need. Yeah, to be honest, I like it. I don't think it's gonna be. It might. I like it. Yeah, just go ahead and like it. The Find Familiar cast is official. You can also use a wild shape to cast a Find Familiar. That is amazing. I still don't know why there wasn't a Find Familiar at the start of a Druid, but this is a very nice change. So let's see the circle forms. Subclasses start at level 3. Your AC and your beast form become 13 plus your wisdom modifier unless your beast form AC is higher. But you can also gain 3 times your druid level. So what I said before is you didn't see 2 3 times, so it is 3 times. So that means that a bear form will be an even bigger mass of HP than before. It's not big. It's not that big of a deal, but it's great. Like then the Circle of the Moon spells Circle Moon Table as early at level 3. Okay, so you can now cast a spell in your beast form as in level 3, as long as it doesn't need a material component or another specific component like I assume vial of blood or things like that, or holy water. Yeah, that's amazing. Especially if you can get a creature that goes really fast or really mobile, you can get to your enemies and you can get to your friends. Improved circle form. Circle of the Moon Druid can choose to deal an attack, normal damage type, or radiant damage. So you can choose normal or radiant, which means if it's resistance against radiant, so against the one celestial you'll see in the entire campaign, you can pick normal damage. Okay. It also no longer gains the elemental wild shape feature at level 10. It has been replaced by a moon-flavored Moonlight Step, which allows you to teleport, because of course every class needs to be able to teleport. My god. God, a teleport. Not the ranger though. He doesn't get it. Every class can teleport. Wow. Okay. Lunar form at level 14 replaces the 1000 forms. Cleaner form, once per turn you deal an additional 2d10 radiant damage when you hit with your wild shape attack. Is this with your 1d8 that you get from your elemental damage or not? Instead level 10 you can deal the damage plus 2d8 plus a 2, yeah, so you can add that. That's a lot of damage. So they are changing Druid from with a much more damage dealer, with the Moon Druid, because they did not tell me anything else about the other Druids. So I don't know if this means that there's only the Moon Druid, or because honestly, if I see this, and let's assume that the other Druids does not change, there's no reason to ever play another Druid. Except if you want more spells, but why you want more spells, you can now cast whenever you want. Great boom, great boost, great bump. It's a great class, to be honest. There's really I see a few dangers. I see the danger of making the Moon Druid the go-to, but to be honest, it was already the go-to. I like the fact that you have more damage. I don't like the fact you are more reduced in which creatures you can transform into. But I do like that the swim speed is no longer, which that does give some more options. And I like the speak in beast form and the cast in beast form. To be honest, if I was a druid, why would I ever change into my human form again? Yeah. Okay. But it is, to be honest, it does make the druid even more druid than it was before. Let's not pretend. Let's not pretend. I like druids. I've played quite a lot of druids. It's a class. It used to be a class that was hard to master because you had to balance your different beast forms and you had to know which beast form you had or you had seen that you could transform into. So maybe by limiting the amount of forms, you will have a more easy way of having. To be honest, what I would do is if I with the rules now, I would pick 4 forms. I would pick a bear, just for the brown bear, for the HP soak. I would pick the spider, giant spider, for whatever you can. Spider, you can do the hell you want with the web. Really, you are not limited. The web, I've made bridges with that. It's amazing. I transformed into a spider to spew webbing to a player that was drowning. It's amazing. You're only limited by your imagination with the spider. Then I would pick something that can swim. To be honest, the octopus is one of the better, especially because it has the restrain ability. For the octopus has the restrain, and then I would pick some kind of beast of burden or a horse. So I would pick the horse, to be honest. The horse, because you have the strength and you have the speed of the horse. That's if I had to pick my 4 forms, that would be the 4 form. At higher level, giant ape, tyrannosaur, if the DM is nice enough. And the ice cat is also quite good. I don't know the name of it. All in all, it got a bump like most classes, except the 1 or 2 do. I do not get their obsession with teleport. Teleport is in every class now. Every class can teleport. I mean, you already had the Misty Step. No other class, well, except the wizard, but he has Misty Step. Anyway, I've been rambling on for quite a while. Please like, share, and subscribe. Let me know in the comments below what do you think. I do like these changes, to be honest, but I am fearing a little bit of the min-maxing. But although with the other classes, I think everything got a big bump, so maybe not. So let me know. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time, and please continue to ramble on.